Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing the ball joints on the OTG. So I guess let's get after it. Jack stands on this thing. Alright, so my system's a little bit different. I've got a different steering setup than a lot of people, but I've got to take off the entire thing. So that's what I'm going to do here. A little tip for those of you doing suspension work. As you can see on mine, the only thing holding this up right now is that sway bar. If I disconnect that, it'll drop a little bit, but then the track bar and these shocks are going to limit it. So you disconnect your shocks and that track bar, and these springs will just come right out. Up here. A hammer and a wrench combined make an impact. Next we'll pull the hub off. I mean, it's 50-50 whether that axle shaft comes out with it or not, so what's your money on? I bet they both try to come out together. Look at that. Alright. These are not old, these are chromoly from Revolution gear and axle. When I installed these, I did post that on my Instagram, so if you're interested in seeing any photos of it, you can check out the Instagram. They will be listed on there, along with many of the parts I used for this build. Alright, fun part now, I gotta pull the cotter pins out of the ball joints. Now these ball joints are rumored to have right around 200,000 miles on them, so it would be interesting to see how hard they are to get out. Alright, there's a bunch of methods for getting out pins. A lot of times I just like to grab them on this side and try to pull them out, but sometimes you can't get in there. So if you need to, just take your little pecker and tap it on the back side. Not too hard, you don't want to bend the tongs. It gets it started enough you can get it out. There you go. Pulled right out of there. Guys on the East Coast are probably a little upset with how easy that come out. This was originally a, I think, West Virginia Jeep. So it's not perfect Arizona lifestyle, but it's not the worst. Alright, so I've got this knuckle off. I'm just going to hit it with a wire brush and look for any cracks. I just make sure it's not broken. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get this ball joint job underway and finish pushing these things out. I have a kit. It's an OTC kit. I'll put the part number in the link, but this is used for Dodge and Jeep four-wheel drive ball joints. I don't even know if you can get the kit anymore. Probably can. Just try to find one. But you're going to have your remover and your installer, or vice versa. I think this is your remover and this is your installer. And we use it to push these out. You're going to need a pretty good sized tool to get these out with. As you can see here, I'll probably have to jack this axle up to get to that bottom one. But you're going to put your cup on here, and then this will be your remover. So pretty straightforward. Get going on this. See just how easy this comes out. A lot of people do this with an impact, but I don't have an expensive clamp here, so just gonna take it slow, do it this way. And there's the old upper ball joint. Okay, now we gotta get the bottom one out. Alright, well, it's like, it feels good, and then you find that bad spot right there where it's all loose and bouncy, which is why it only probably had bump steer worse at times than others, depending on how the steering wheel was. Alright, well, I am probably going to get some lunch and come back and install some ball joints. Alright, well, we made it back from lunch, and I'm going to get this thing cleaned up And we're gonna install some ball joints. Couldn't decide what we were gonna have for lunch, so just had a bowl of cereal. Not gonna say I had anything fancy, because I didn't. Alright, I'll get a little emery cloth or maybe wire brush. Hit this up lightly. Probably more important to get this top part clean than anything, so it sets flush in there. New ball joints have more of a texture to them. They're ribbed, so when they press in, I guess they're gonna leave, I assume that cast is supposed to have impressions in it. And the OEM ones, it didn't have anything. For installation, we're gonna use this sleeve, which is claimed as the install tool. And then this one goes on the top. So, that goes in there. I think. Alright, I think it does work, but you just gotta take it out a whole longer way. I like to see how far I can make it, and then I go to the instructions and see which one I'm at. Alright, so we're gonna try this again. This is nothing like what I watched on YouTube, I'll tell you that. So this goes down here, because it's tapered. This goes up here. Oh wow, that's way better. Alright, we're gonna try this instead. Looks like a better setup. I also want to point out this OTC stuff. Everyone said, don't use that Chinese stuff, use the OTC. It says made in China. It's funny, you get online, everyone yells at you, don't use the Chinese stuff. And then you look at the stuff they recommend and it's Chinese. It's going pretty smooth. I'm gonna stand up because I'm too old to bend over all the time. Alright, top one's installed. That's it. Doesn't look too bad. Now we're gonna do the bottom one. I might have to jack this up again to do the bottom one because well, I don't know, it might work. Probably not. I bet you I gotta jack it up. Yeah. Up we go. See if we can't put in our lower ball joint. According to the instructions, this greaser needs to be oriented to the rear of the vehicle. So that's what we're gonna do. Alright, same as the last one. This cup can be rotated to dictate how your ball joint's gonna be pressed in there. And right there looks like about as straight as it can get. All installed. Well, the ball joints, I gotta put everything back together. We're halfway there. Alright, we're gonna put this knuckle back on. I'm going through the parts here to see what they're trying to sell me. Or what they did sell me, I guess. There's some nuts and pins. There's that tool. I don't have a clue what that's for. They sent me that. There's the nut. I know where that goes. A snap ring. There's my cotter pin, and that's an installation tool they send you with it. I don't need that. And this must be for a different design of ball joint where you can snap it on the top. But this one does not get the snap ring on the top. Somebody somewhere probably does get it. Alright, 2 cotter pins, 2 nuts, and my knuckle that I just wire brushed real quick. Stick that turkey in place and we'll wrench on it. Alright, so you guys can see the bolted on product here. I'll torque that to spec, just so you guys are happy. I am now going to reinstall the axle shafts. Okay, axle shaft. I've only pulled one of them. That slid in like I never took it out. Okay, we're gonna go with our unit bearing, or our hub bearing. It's actually the hub assembly. Stick that on next. This is a new hub assembly, only because the other one had some 200,000 on it. So, if I don't do it now, I'm gonna do it later. And I get tired of doing things later. Alright, let's put some torque on these bad boys. Alright, next I need to put on that axle shaft nut and torque it to spec. Alright, now this probably wouldn't work for most of you, but I got a locker in there. So, I can put it in 4-wheel drive, and then it locks the front hub. It is a torque locker, which is a mechanical style locker. And it seems like 175 foot-pounds is not a problem for it. That is as far as I'm going to make it on this side. I'm going to get the other side done, and then I will come back to installing the steering system. The other side's going to be the same as this side. I guess I do need to install the brake caliper still and the rotor, so I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Well, if you haven't done it twice, have you really done it? Alright, with our ball joints all installed and good to go, next we're going to install our tie rod and do an alignment. And then we'll be moving in the right direction. But first things first, before we move on, we'll come over here. We want to mark these ball joints off of our list. We're done. That one's good to go. Next we're going to move on to this alignment. And the tire rotate, well, I'll just do that while I'm at it. Just swap a tire on the back and move it forward. Alright, let's get it done. One of the perks with these Heim joints is these sleeves are aluminum and the bolt is steel. So over time they don't like to fit anymore. This is going to be the same as that side, but we only got one bolt to deal with. So we'll go ahead and jack this up a little bit. We'll put our alignment sticks on it, and we'll check it and see where it sits. It's going to be a little different with new ball joints. Okay everybody, we're here with the alignment sticks. We're going to get them put on both sides and we'll see where we're at. Alright, I got both sides on here, so we'll run our tape measures and see where we're at. About a 1/4 inch off. I like to be closer to an 1/8, so I'm probably gonna spread the front out just a smidge. Alright, we made 1 revolution there. Well, half a revolution. Let's see where that puts us at. Puts us just over an 1/8 of an inch with toe in. So we're gonna run it and we should be good. We won't know how our steering is until after we drive it. Once we get going down the road, we can determine if we need to move the wheel left or right. Alright, so here's the game plan. We'll go drive this, see what it looks like. I'm going to make an appointment down at Discount. I'll have them balance my tires and rotate them because it's free. And then we'll see how it does. That's what's going to happen. Let me torque the other side and I'll take it for a test drive. So I've got the Jeep here. It's ready to go to Discount, get the tires balanced and rotated. So I'm gonna go there right now and jump in line. So I'm at Discount Tire for my appointment, and I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if they're gonna get to it. This place is packed. Okay, we have been to the tire store. They have removed the tires, balanced all of them, rotated them for us, and I'm gonna go ahead and check that off the list. There's no need to have it on there anymore. Obviously I still have plenty of work to do to this. I need to pull these lug nuts off and torque them correctly because they just throw them on. Let that tire pressure back down to where it needs to be. So we've got more to do. We're not done. But for this episode, we're going to go ahead and call it quits. And I'll see you the next time around when we're working on one of the 3 projects. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.